Okay, so I'm going to show you full extent of my British soldiers for modern. The force now consists of 3 platoons and the fire support company. So here's the company command. They're done as the Black Watch at the moment, so there's the CO with his Tamashanka. That was probably the company sergeant major, the CSM. The 2IC. Here is the first of the platoons. So platoon commander there with his radio operator, sergeant, and a 50mm mortar. Over to the sections, 3 sections, each comprising of 2 fire teams. Moving on to the next platoon, there's the platoon officer with his radio operator again, sergeant, and the mortarman. And the mortarman's number 2, and then I've also equipped each platoon with a Valon mine detector. There's 3 sections, seeing some of the guys in their typical Scottish headdress. Onto the 3rd platoon. So where the 1st platoon and the 2nd platoon have got extensively Empress, some Airfix plastic 148 and assault group miniatures, most of the 3rd platoon comprises of White Dragon, and for a bit of difference I painted them up for about the 2010 transitional period between high desert and multi-terrain pattern MTP. So they've got this mixed MTP, or multicam as some people know it, uniform, but with a high desert body armour and helmet. They're still all in the Mark 6 helmets. So same again, platoon officer, radio man, sergeant, and then the mortarman number 2 and a metal detector. Onto the fire support company, or companies, because there is some from anti-tank. So I've got 4 Javelin anti-tank missiles. One's made by Empress, the others are from Design for Battle. They've got Mark 7 helmets on, but again I've mixed some of the multi-terrain pattern uniforms and high desert body armour. Still got a Milan or Trigot there. Onto the GPMGs. There's 2 GPMGs on tripod and 2 GPMGs I think I've got there that are just in the bipod mode. So 50 cal. Then the mortars, we've got 2 81mm mortars. I've kind of switched the crews around. One was assault group and one's Designed for Battle. I've just put a couple of guys with each just to break up the difference. Then here's the MFO, the Motor Fire Officer, or MFC, Motor Fire Controller. He's got his radio operator, another spotter. There he is reading his map, and there's a machine gun there, a 249, just to give a bit of protection. Onto the snipers. There's one in his full ghillie suit, nicely camouflaged up. And couple with either the 338 or one with just a normal accuracy international. That's Empress and Assault Group there. And then onto the design for battle ones. He's got the DMR, and he's got the sniper's got the 338 and Lapua Magnum. Then you can see I've got selection of Land Rovers. Okay, here's my Land Rovers. I've got two of them there. They've got the GPMGs on the top of those snatched Land Rovers. One of them's done up as a wreck, makes a nice objective. Rescue the guys from the blown up Land Rover. There's a Wimrek with the 50 cal and GPMG. Onto my Challengers. That's a couple of crew that I've got out. Probably going to be helicopter crew eventually, but at the moment they can be dismounted tank crew if I ever need that, or objective markers for rescuing crew from helicopters or anything else. Then there's the Scorpion light tank. My warriors. I don't have enough warriors to mechanise the entire company. I think that'd be a bit excessive, but there's 4 warriors there. An FV432 done up for medical purposes, and then I'm on to my medics. I've got 4 medics, and there's 2 wounded men with them. My EOD team, they've got a guy in the full blast suit. There's the robot, a bleep. There's his specialist equipment on his back to kind of disrupt signals, and a dog handler with a sniffer dog. Down here, this is a woman from the female liaison team. So if there's any scenarios where you've got civilians, then she can interact with them. Then I've got 2 sections of paras. If I want to change any of my platoons into parachute regiment, all I need to do then is switch out any of the guys in the Tam-o'-Shanters and put in a guy in a parachute regiment beret to kind of give a different feel to the force. So I would like to eventually get some other guys in different regimental headdresses so I can do the same, switch people out. Okay, on the workbench, I've got a variety in stages of being assembled. My foxhounds. Then there is a lynx. I've got as far as building the first bit of the cockpit and the crew. These are their allied Iraqi forces, so some police officers and some Iraqi army. There's a jackal that needs painting as well, and a Batchfell snow tractor, which I think was only used by the Marines, so definitely need to get some guys in green berets for the Marines. Then I've got a whole big bag of other bits, including some SBS from Design for Battle, and I think it's a lot of guys from Evil Bear in the Mark 7. Oops. And then they had the special backpack on that kind of had an assist that body armour never came into use. It didn't pass its trial, but I'll be still using them because I really like the models. And there you go, there you can see my entire British force.